Police officer punches innocent black man, finds out that he's also a police officer. The crack of the fist landing on flesh echoed off the brick alley walls like a gunshot in a canyon. Marcus Hayes stumbled back, shoulder slamming into a dumpster, the metallic clang ringing in his ears louder than the pain blooming across his cheekbone. Blood filled his mouth. He tasted copper and adrenaline. For one stunned second he just stood there, tall frame hunched, trying to process why a white cop he'd never met had just blindsided him without a word. Officer Ryan Keller was already advancing, knuckles still clenched, radio crackling on his chest like it was cheering him on. On the ground, now, Keller barked, voice thick with that particular brand of fear that dresses itself up as authority. Marcus raised both hands slowly, palms open. The left side of his face was on fire. "Easy, brother," he said, voice calm the way 12 years on the job had taught him to keep it when everything inside wanted to roar. "There's a misunderstanding here. Shut up." Keller's eyes were wild, pupils blown. He'd been chasing a robbery suspect, 6 foot, black male, gray hoodie, last seen heading east on 12th. And here was Marcus, 6'2", dark skin, gray hoodie, cutting through the alley on his way home from an extra shift. Close enough. In the dark, in the panic, close enough. Keller swung again. Marcus ducked this time, muscle memory from the academy kicking in. He didn't strike back. He could have. God knows he wanted to. But he'd taken an oath. Same as the man trying to put him in the hospital. "Listen to me," Marcus said, stepping sideways, keeping the dumpster between them. "Check my back pocket, right side." Slowly. Keller hesitated, chest heaving. The radio spat updates. Suspect now reported heading west, 2 blocks over, wearing a red cap. Keller's face flickered, doubt creeping in. Marcus kept his hands high. Wallet, badge. "I'm Sergeant Marcus Hayes, Philly PD, 22nd District." Same city, same job. Keller stared like the words were in another language. Then, moving like he was underwater, he reached forward and tugged the leather wallet free. Flipped it open. Gold shield. Sergeant M. Hayes. The photo staring back at him was the same bloodied face now swelling shut. The alley went quiet except for the distant wail of sirens that weren't coming for them anymore. Keller's hand dropped to his side. The fight drained out of him so fast he swayed. I thought. Marcus touched his jaw, winced, but his eyes never left Keller's. "I know what you thought." The younger officer, Marcus saw now he couldn't be more than 26, 27, looked like someone had yanked the bones out of him. He opened his mouth, closed it, then opened it again. "Sarge, Marcus raised a hand, gentle, the way he did with rookies who'd just fired their first shot. "Take a breath, Ryan." He'd seen the name tape. "Just breathe." Keller did, shaky and ragged. Marcus leaned back against the dumpster, letting the cold metal bite into his shoulders. The pain in his face throbbed in rhythm with his heartbeat. He studied the kid in front of him, pale, freckled, eyes red-rimmed now. Keller's hands were trembling so hard the radio mic clipped to his vest rattled. "You ever hit someone before?" Marcus asked quietly. Keller shook his head, frantic. "Never. Not like that. I thought he had a gun. I thought," his voice cracked. "I thought I was gonna die." Marcus nodded once. He knew that thought. Every cop who'd ever worked the street knew it. Some days it lived in your throat like bile. "I'm not gonna die tonight," Marcus said. "And neither are you." Keller stared at the blood on his own knuckles, Marcus's blood, and looked like he might throw up. Marcus pushed off the dumpster, took one step forward, then another, until he was close enough to see the tears cutting clean tracks through the alley grime on Keller's cheeks. "You made a mistake," Marcus said. "A bad one. But you're still here. I'm still here. That means we still get to decide what kind of men we're gonna be when we walk out of this alley." Keller couldn't speak. He just stood there shaking. Marcus reached out slowly, deliberately, and placed his hand on the younger man's shoulder. Keller flinched like he'd been struck again. "Listen to me," Marcus said, voice low but steady. "I've been where you are. Not this exact spot, but close enough. I've let fear make decisions for me. I've put hands on people I shouldn't have. Difference is, most times nobody ever calls you on it. Tonight, somebody did." He let that sit for a second. I could drag you through the mud for this, Marcus continued. I could have you up on charges before sunrise. Use of force, assault on an officer, the whole book. And part of me wants to. Lord knows part of me wants to put you on your ass and keep going till you feel what I'm feeling right now. Keller's breath hitched. But that's not who I am, Marcus said. And I'm not gonna let you become the kind of cop who does this and walks away unchanged. He squeezed Keller's shoulder once, firm, then let go. So here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna take me to the hospital. You're gonna sit in that waiting room while they stitch me up. And tomorrow morning, you're gonna meet me at the 22nd. We're gonna sit down with the lieutenant, and you're gonna tell him exactly what happened here tonight. Every detail, and then you're gonna take whatever discipline comes your way like a man. Keller stared at him, eyes wide, like he was waiting for the punchline. Marcus gave a small, tired smile. And after that, you're gonna ride with me for 30 days. Every shift, you're gonna see what it looks like when you treat people like human beings first and suspects second. You're gonna learn that the job is hard enough without us making enemies out of our own. Keller's voice came out a broken whisper. Why would you, after what I just did? Marcus touched the split in his lip, looked at the blood on his fingertips, then back at Keller. Because somebody did it for me once, he said simply. Back when I was the scared kid swinging at shadows. A black sergeant who should have had me suspended, maybe fired. Instead he dragged me to the hospital, sat with me all night, and told me I wasn't the mistake I made. Told me I still got to choose. He let out a slow breath. Tonight, I'm paying that forward. You don't get to hit me and walk away the same person. And neither do I. Keller dropped to his knees right there in the alley, not dramatic, just sudden, like his legs forgot how to hold him. He pressed both hands to his face, shoulders shaking with silent sobs. Marcus crouched in front of him, slow, careful not to spook him. Hey, he said softly. Look at me. Keller did, eyes swollen and red. Marcus extended his hand. Come on, let's get out of this alley. Too many ghosts in here already. Keller stared at the offered hand like it was the first kindness he'd ever been given. Then he took it. Marcus pulled him to his feet. Side by side, one man bleeding, one man shaking, they walked out of the alley together. The city lights flickered on the wet pavement ahead of them, red and blue washing over both their faces like forgiveness neither had earned yet, but both had just been given the chance to try for. And somewhere in the distance, a siren faded into the night, going somewhere else, to someone else's emergency. This one was over. This one had just begun.